Good evening and welcome along to this Apex Racing TV presentation of the BSR Kia Club Series, rounds 7 and 8 from the Autodromo Nacional Monza in association with Club 73 Karting and XL Designs. And well, it's after the rounds 5 and 6 of Okayama with some very exciting racing, we'll move on to this track and it will be just slipstreams all over. There will be close action between all these drivers. And well, we'll look at the championship standings, and at the top of the championship, both equal, it's John Richardson and Maciej Sakovic with 285 points. Then in third place, it's Adam Gosling with 280 points. Neil Bamber in fourth with 240 points. Liam Atkins in fifth, with Philip Johansson in 6th place. Michael Hall, winner of 2 race ones, he's down in 10th place and 204, so he's got a little bit of catching up to do here today. But so that's the rest of the driver standings there. In the Teams Championship, it's Fail Race Motorsports who are in the lead of that with 640 points, 39 points ahead of the CQR team. Now that is the Chaotic Racing team, they have renamed themselves and it is now CQR, with ARF Racing in third, Club 73 in fourth, only 1 point behind them, so a really close battle between those two, with Gone Broke Racing in fifth, Powerslide Motorsports in sixth. Team iGlazing had a good round last week with Ben Hackerson winning in race 1. They are in the 7th place, with Wright Motorsports in 8th, Team Superior in 9th, Halfbake Racing in 10th, and Team Mad down in that 11th place. So it's myself, Paul Smith, alongside me once again is Dan Blake, and Dan, we're just coming to the end of qualifying, and Monza, it's the full GP circuit. They decided to change the layout after some concerns given by the drivers, but it should promise to be some exciting racing. And it appears that we're just having a little bit of an issue there. Dan, are you there? Okay, so at the moment we don't have Dan Blake to apologise. He'll be with us in a moment by the things. But looking at the qualifying at the moment, we have Pete Harrod currently in pole position with a 1 minute 55.642 second lap, with Ben Hackerson in second, Michael Hall in third, and Neil Bamber in fourth. The team still, though, going around, drivers trying to set lap times at the moment, and really it's Pete Harrod once again showing a good showing at the high-speed track. He did really well at Silverstone, of course, which is a really high-speed track, but will he be able to keep hold of that? Ben Hackerson trying his best to get that pole position from him, as well as Matthew Bunn out there as well. He's been showing some promising pace this last week, and he's in 5th place at the moment on the grid. And I believe we have Dan back with us. Are you there, Dan?
Hello, Paul. I think I've had some connection difficulties, but I'm back now.
Oh, that's good to hear. So I was just asking you, Monza, it's a fast track. There's a lot of high-speed, full throttle sections. We're going to see some slipstreaming. It should produce some epic racing.
Yeah, the BSR TC Pro Series Media Day has some great racing, and seeing slipstreams playing a big part in qualifying. I think it'll carry on into the race as well, but then we're going to see some very close racing and definitely be one of the highlights of the season, I think.
And as we see, the lap times, pretty good lap times actually from these drivers, all pretty close to each other. I'm just having a look at this. There's less than a second covering the top 12 drivers on a track of this length in this car. That's a really good showing from these drivers.
Just shows how close the club series is. Obviously, they're running the same fixed setup, so no little tweaks they can do there. And Pete Harrod, I think that's the second pole position this season for him. He's really starting to show that when it comes to qualifying, he knows what he's doing.
Ben Hackerson is still out there at the moment trying to set a lap time. He's got Chaz Drake, his teammate, giving him a tow, although Chaz has run wide, so now Ben has gone and lost that slipstream as we're coming towards the end of this qualifying session. So Who will it be on pole position? Pete Harrod, he's in the pits, so he's not going to improve his lap time. But Ben Hackerson through the second of the Lesmos now, down towards the Ascari chicane. They'll go under the old oval track here that was once used back in the 1950s and 60s. But then as they come now towards the Ascari chicane, and you can really attack the curbs on this chicane, can't you, Dan?
Yeah, definitely going into Ascari. The first left-hander one, definitely two wheels over that, sort of launch it over a little bit, but definitely can gain a lot of time there as well just by getting these curb sections right. You can get a couple of tenths easily.
And well, as Ben comes down towards the Parabolica, it's an iconic corner, of course, in World Motorsport. Out the Parabolica now, getting on the power nice and early. Can he jump Pete Harrod? He hasn't had a slipstream for most of this lap, but he goes across the line and doesn't improve his time this time around. So Pete Harrod at the moment is still on pole. There's still a couple of drivers out there at the moment, although I'm just having a look just to see if anybody is on a hot lap, and it just looks like we've got like Chris Sherburn maybe on a lap at the moment. Yeah, he's coming down the back straight now towards the Parabolica. And, well, Chris Sherburn, he'll be hoping for a good race this time, of course, in the Gone Broke Racing car. Coming through the Parabolica, just runs a bit wide though, just taking a bit of a wider exit now. And down, he's going to pit this lap, is he? No, he's going to keep going across the line. Will Chris Sherburn improve? He is currently 26th.
Oh, just missed out there, less than a tenth off his time, but Chris Sherburn will start 26th. Another driver who's done a good lap on near the end, Adam Gosling, his fan club will be proud of him. 5th place with a 155.952.
John Richardson coming out of the Parabolica. Is he going to set another lap time? Because he's coming across the line now, so will he improve his lap time? Across the line he goes. And the answer is no. He doesn't. So,
also worth noting, Paul, sorry to cut across you, that Charlie Richardson was very, very late into qualifying, and as a result hasn't really set a competitive time and will start 34th and last.
So it'll be really disappointing for him. So your pole position, once again, is Pete Harrod, with Benjamin Hackerson joining him on the front row in second place. Michael Hall and Neil Bamber make up your second row, with Adam Gosling, as you say, in 5th place, Matt Bunn in 6th, Liam Atkins in 7th, Maciej Sakovic in 8th, Philip Johansson 9th, and Chaz Draycott in 10th place. And we'll go through a few of the others as well. Andrew Woodhouse, our commentary colleague from the BSRTC, he's back this week. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the selfie car, so those scary eyes not going to be putting people off driving around today, but he's down in 14th on the grid, so we'll keep an eye out for him. Hyo Chan Lee, he's won a race winner this season. He's down in 16th place, and well, Dan, it's a case of just cross your fingers and hope that there's no crash.
I think that may be easier said than done. Obviously going to the Variante de Rettifilio, very hard braking zone. Also the Variante della Roggia could also see a bit of action on the first lap. I think those will be the two trouble spots, but we'll see what happens in the first lap of this 20-minute race.
Well, let's hope everybody stays safe here at the start. Just waiting for a couple of drivers now to get onto that starting grid now. And the drivers all lined up, waiting here, anxious for this start. A couple of the drivers saying that they are a little bit frightened about this start, and
can't blame them.
Absolutely, we can't. But yes, so as I say, just waiting for two more drivers. Roy Ververke and Alex Bristow, we're just waiting for those two. And then once they get onto the grid, then we will be away at the start of this race. And Roy has joined us now, and just waiting for Alex Bristow to join us, and then we'll be going. Of course, just a quick one, Matt Bunn, he could disappear at any time because his wife is due to give birth today, so good luck, and let's hope that he's able to race. But now the revs rise, the red lights are on, the drivers are away, and, well, it's a good start from the front row. Pete Harrod and Ben Hackerson.
Hackerson's got to go. Michael Hall behind as well. That's a good run. They might go 3 wide, although Hackerson stops Michael Hall from going through the middle. He's going to try and go round the outside, and this could be squeaky bum time.
And as they go now into that braking zone for the first chicane, and Ben Hackerson takes the lead of this race. Pete Harrod slotting in into second place. And I'm looking through that first chicane. Oh, we've got a bit of an accident towards the black.
Unfortunately.
Yes, Jim Flanagan once again, unfortunately, getting involved in some action there. But at the front, it's Ben Hackerson trying to make a breakaway. And number 45, Neil Bamber, he's trying to make a move on Michael Hall. But Hall cutting off at the second chicane as the rest of the cars now coming through there. Is there any more accidents? We'll have to wait and see. Everyone seemed to get through that chicane, so we feared that there was going to be a safety car. And so far, everyone's behaving and they're all getting through as Jim Flanagan once again gets shoved out the way.
Yeah, that's Charlie Richardson. There's a slowdown as well there for one of the power slide cars. That will be Max Wright, in fact. So I think Max Wright's picking up a slowdown, but compared to what we thought, it is actually quite a timid start to this race.
Well, Ben Hackerson at the front, he'll have one aim now, and that'll be to try and pull away from Pete Harrod to break that slipstream because the toe is very strong.
I think slowdown.
He will surely get a slowdown penalty for that because he cut right across the front. Yeah. And there he goes, there's the slowdown penalty. So Ben Hackerson just pulling out a little bit of a gap, but Michael Hall now into that second place, and Pete Harrod dropping way down the field, just dropping places left and right as the two fail race cars are going battling. Maciej Takovich going to get past his teammate Liam Atkins. That is for 6th place, and Maciej will be hoping for a good result after what you would have to say was a pretty average round last week.
Yeah, very average from Sakovic, but he leads the championship still, so that's the main thing. And the thing with that slowdown for Neil Bamber is on the first lap, they seem to take a lot longer than normal to go through, and that has dropped him right down the field. Neil Bamber is down in... where is he down? He's dropped a long way down the field. Just want to see it at the moment, but...
Pete Harrod,
Pete Harrod,
yeah, he's down to 14th.
Yeah. So yeah, Pete Harrod, 14th place.
He's got another slowdown, Pete.
No. It's just getting from bad to worse.
And we've got another car off at the side. That's Hyo-Chan Lee. He's got a bit of damage there as well on his car, but he's now getting back up to speed, down into 24th place for Hyo-Chan Lee, and that's a disaster for him. He was hoping for a good result this week.
Oh, contact as well, I saw just in the background as they went through Variante Dalle Roggio. It was two of the cars in the top 10. One of them's crabbing quite significantly. It's a fail race car, I believe, who is crabbing, and that will be...
Is it Liam Atkins?
It is Liam Atkins. Is it not? No, it's not a fail race car. It was not one of those. I just don't know who it was, but it's one of the darker cars. I'll get back to you and tell you who it was involved.
Okay, well, as we go down towards the Ascari chicane, it's still Ben Hackerson in the lead, but Michael Hall has closed right up to Ben Hackerson now, so he's going to make a challenge for the lead. They've managed to make a bit of a breakaway over Neil Bamber as Hall comes flying out of the Ascari chicane. Bamber is under pressure from Matt Bunn, the CQR teammate of Michael Hall. He's having a look now down towards the Parabolica. It is an overtaking manoeuvre down there, and is he going to outbrake Neil Bamber? Well, he's making him run a bit wide. Will he get the better exit out of the Parabolica and down the pit straight?
Yeah, Matthew Bunn alongside car Neil Bamber. The two cars are involved in the incident, McClinton, Bellany and Roskell. But now we've got some more action here as well, because behind you've got Matthew Bunn trying to get some alongside Neil Bamber. You've got Maciej Sakovic and Adam Gosling fighting hard as well. So the slipstream effect definitely having an factor here. And then it's changed the lead as well, because Michael Hall has gone down the inside of Benjamin Hackerson. So at the start of the third lap, we have a change for the lead.
Yes, Michael Hall moving up into the lead. Is Ben Hackerson going to slow down? No, he's just slow out to the corner. And that's allowed Neil Bamber to close right up, and Michael Hall must be rubbing his hands with delight, because he must surely be thinking this is the chance to make a breakaway. As Neil Bamber now looking down the outside around Curva Grande, he's going to look, he's going through, in fact. Ben Hackerson running very slowly through there.
Matthew Bunn
Matt
as well.
Bunn as well, yes, absolutely, he's through. So that, in the space of half a lap, Benjamin Hackerson has dropped down from 1st to 4th.
Yeah, very bad stuff there for Benjamin Hackerson, that eye-glazing car. He's going wide again. Is there a problem with that car, I wonder? Because very Ben Hackerson-like, although Maciej Sakovic is under pressure here from Gosling behind, but Sakovic keeps that 5th place. A little bit of gravel taken there. You've got Adam Gosling with Philip Johansson right behind him as well. Liam Atkins, Chaz Draycott and Andrew Woodhouse round out the top 10.
So yeah, Michael Hall's pulled out a 1 second gap over Neil Bamber, but that's not enough to break the tours. Behind Philip Johansson is having a look on the inside of Adam Gosling, decided against it going into the Ascari chicane, but he's looking to get the better exit out of there to go down the back straight now towards the Parabolica once again. It looks like Ben Hackerson is back up to pace now. He's running fine in 4th place, but Philip Johansson looking left and looking right, trying to get past Adam Gosling. Is surely going to set him up now for a run down the pit straight.
And also behind me got a battle between Andrew Woodhouse and Jay Wright for the top 10. Wright going to try to go around the outside, not going to quite make it stick there, but as I say, further ahead we have got some more action as well. Johansson and Adam Gosling. Johansson's going to take that inside line very early indeed, and Gosling, not too much I think he's going to be able to do about that one. All he's going to have to do is try and break a little bit later going into the Variante di Rettifidio, but at the moment it looks like Johansson, oh that's James Leggett I think coming back onto the track there as well, but Johansson's going to make it stick away, gives a little bit wide. Gosling's going to try and get the run out, and that will put him onto the inside. That's a fantastic defensive from Adam Gosling, and also going to allow Liam Atkins a chance to go past as well. So Johansson's gone from attacking to now losing a place.
Well, that's the thing with that first chicane at the Rettifidio. If you go deep into that first part, you then tighten up the second part, and that allows the other driver to have a run, as Maciej Sakovic is side by side with Ben Hackerson. Hackerson makes contact with Sakovic. That slows them both down, and now Gosling is onto the back of these two. He's thinking that there's a 4th place at hand now for him, as Hackerson now down the inside in the first Lesmo. Sakovic is trying to hold on there, but Gosling is thinking, hey up boys, this is a chance for me, as he's looking now busy, but Sakovic right on the tail of Hackerson. Hackerson must have a problem, surely.
You got a 6-car battle here on County, a bump draft, and Sakovic giving Hackerson a bit of a push there down the straight.
Three wide!
Oh, a little bit of a twitch there. This is fantastic stuff, and I think Sakovic will try and get that round the inside, although Hackerson brave round the outside. That's fantastic driving from Benjamin Hackerson, keeping that position for the moment, and then you've got Hansen as well behind trying to make a move on Atkins, and this 6-car battle certainly the pick of the bunch at the moment.
And with this battle, and it means that they're dropping back off of the lead bunch who are making a breakaway. Sakovic looking down the inside, Johansson looking down the inside of Sakovic's teammate Liam Atkins. Sakovic now down the inside of Ben Hackerson. He's going to try and get the better exit. Now Adam Gosling is looking to be the next in line, but well, Hackerson, he's going to have the slipstream now. He's going to have the tour from Sakovic, and now down side by side down the pit straight. Who's going to take this place, this 4th place? Hackerson is maybe just edging it at the moment, but Sakovic has the inside line going into the first chicane. Late braking from all of these drivers. Hackerson though, holding it round the outside of the first part, getting the inside of the second part of the chicane, and that is his place for the moment, but Sakovic now making the comeback. There's Liam Atkins going side by side with Adam Gosling behind. These two side by side going through the Curva Grande, flat out over the grass slightly is Sakovic, but Hackerson has the inside line now down towards the second chicane, the De La Ronchi chicane, but Sakovic able to hold on to that place, that 4th place, and make that move stick as Liam Atkins makes it past Adam Gosling.
Yes, good driving there from Liam Atkins, but behind these battling through, there's a couple more battles going on as well. They were 3 wide going into the Rettifidio. It was between Pete Harrod, you got Clinton Barrow, Jay Wright, a big swarm of Kia Optimas, and they look pretty angry, some of these drivers. They're definitely not in the best of moods. There's a bit of damage on the car of Tristan Bottas as well, that Gone Broke racing car as well. It's the second big group of cars in the top 20.
That is a big, I think we could call that a gaggle. I think it's official, that is a gaggle of cars, as Tristan Bottas looking down the outside of Jay Wright, and obviously Jay Wright not just quite at the pace of this track so far, as down the inside, who's that, 24?
Sam Reed.
That's Sam Reed, a good late braking move into the Ascari chicane. He makes that move stick, and he's now going to attack Jay Wright. Yeah,
we saw Sam Reed have a fantastic race at Okayama last time out in the reverse good race, and Sam Reed now putting Jay Wright, the former BSR TC Pro Series driver, under a lot of pressure here as they go down towards the Parabolica. Sam Reed in the Club 73 car going to try and force Jay Wright to go a little bit wide there, but Jay Wright, he's not quite going to be falling for that one today, but it's going to allow Tristan Bottas an opportunity, and then behind them also you've got Marcus Hagman, Neil Rocks, John Richardson and Ben Warburton as well. So this isn't going to be sorting itself out by the first corner, because Sam Reed now has a good run on Jay Wright.
Yeah, Sam Reed looking down the inside, they're going 3 wide, just modest, just making it 3 wide for a moment there. This car's on the brakes, they're very late on the brakes into that first chicane. And Sam Reed making that move stick, but will he get a slowdown penalty for that? Because he did cut right across the chicane there. He's able to carry on going, so obviously not getting that slowdown penalty. But Jay Wright now just dropping back a little bit from him, and Tristan Bodice also just dropping back from Jay Wright. But behind them, Hagman, Neil Rocks and John Richardson are all going side by side.
And there's also Perry, is that Perry Warburton? Yeah, Perry Warburton's involved in that one as well. Well, it's Ben Warburton, in fact, the Okayama winner. So Ben Warburton trying not to get toasted in this one, but he's doing a good job at the moment, currently down in 19th place, but fierce battling going on in front of him means he could gain some places by the end of this one.
We have lost Haya Chan Lee from this race. He is out, and it looks like Trevor Blackburn as well. He is out of this race. Dennis Sherp, he's a lap down at the moment, so he's not going to get a reverse grid pole. But at the front, just to keep you up to date, Michael Hall is in the lead, but only just. Neil Bamber is putting pressure on Michael Hall. Across the line last time by, there was only 0.08 of a second between the two. Matt Bunn is in third place. He's just dropped back from these two a little bit. Maciej Sakovic is behind Ben Hackerson. Ben Hackerson has made that move back past Sakovic, so obviously whatever problems that Hackerson was having, he's obviously resolved those and he's getting on it.
Yeah, Hackerson managing to get back up those positions now. He's up into fourth place. Sakovic behind, and Atkins, the two Fairways cars, going to be trying to make the attack, and Sakovic has a slipstream, so we're trying to take the inside line. And on the back of the second little gaggle here, you got Andrew Woodhouse as well, so he's in 10th place, but Hackerson loses out the position here to Sakovic. Sakovic just has to get on the brakes nicely, which he does do. And that battle behind is Johansson, Draycott, Gosling and Andrew Woodhouse, but it looks like both sections of this battle have stayed as they are for now.
So we've got about 7.5 minutes remaining. So as I say, Michael Hall in the lead, Neil Bamber in second, Matt Bonin in third. Ben Hackerson is down to fifth because Maciej Sakovic has made it past, although they're going side by side into the second corner of the De La Roggia chicane, and Sakovic just holding on to that place. It's Sakovic fourth, Hackerson fifth, with Liam Atkins in sixth place. Philip Johansson, he's in seventh place, with Chaz Draycott in eighth. Adam Gosling down to 9th place, and in 10th place is Andrew Woodhouse. So he's made progress here in this first race, but definitely the battle for between Tristan Bodice and Jay Wright was getting a bit heated through the Scarra chicane. On that last lap there was a little bit of contact, but Tristan Bodice has made it past Jay Wright, and Sam Reed all over the second Lesmo chicane, second Lesmo curbing, and that car was bouncing around. And well, down the straight now towards his Scarra chicane. Jay Wright under pressure now. This time from Marcus Hagman is going to look as well. Tristan Bodice has got a slowdown penalty.
Yeah, looks like a slowdown for Bodice. That's going to allow Jay Wright and Marcus Hagman the chance to get past easy. John Richardson now side by side with Bodice, so that ARF car is going to go past, and Ben Warburton also sniffing a bit of an opportunity here, and Neil Rocks as well at the back of that pack. So it's still very close racing. We thought Monza would produce this sort of racing. It's definitely not disappointing. And also Pete Howard up to 11th place following his slowdowns earlier on, but I think he's going to find it hard to get into that top 10 unless there's Jarma in front. But speaking of Jarma near the front, Ben Hackerson now right behind Maciej Sakovic as they start their 8th lap. So Hackerson is going to try and get a slipstream. I don't think he's quite going to have enough. He's going to have to try and do it on the brakes if he's going to do it this time, but Maciej Sakovic has got that covered pretty well, and you want to retain that 4th position.
And they're catching up to lap traffic. That's Dennis Sherp in front of them as well. Hackerson rubbing the rear bumper of Sakovic's car. This gaggle of cars, there must only be about 3 seconds between these cars, and that's from 4th to 10th place. It's really close racing here as Hackerson now looking to make it the move down into the De La Roggia chicane, but Sakovic has shown that he's really good on the brakes down into that second chicane, and once again Sakovic is holding on to that place, bouncing over the curb, over the gravel, but able to carry on.
Change for the lead. Neil Bamber has found his way past Michael Hall. So the Gone Break Racing car now in the lead. Michael Hall was 2nd place. Matthew Bunn in 3rd. So a change for the lead down. But I think that actually happened down at the Valianta Dali Roger. Yeah, that's where it happened. Bamber got a nice run down the inside. Michael Hall thought he clipped the inside curb, but Neil Bamber just had the run, and before they got down, into the first Lesmo corner. It was Neil Bamber in the lead, and that's the position he keeps at the moment.
And these two battling has allowed Matt Bunn to catch up to them. She's really rattled up the time between them now. There's only 0.7 of a second between the top three now. But Neil Bamber, he's looking for his first ever win in the Kia Club Series. He'll be hoping that it comes here at Monza, the historic Monza circuit. We've got about 4.5 minutes remaining of this race. It's still neck and neck between Sakovic and Hakkason, of course, as Hakkason looks down the inside of the Parabolica, makes a lunge down the inside, but Sakovic holding that outside line and getting on the power earlier, hoping to get that better run out of the Parabolica.
Yeah, but I think Ben Hackason's actually not got such a good run where he's got out the corner. Liam Atkins looks like he's catching him up a little bit, but he's in a fail race sandwich at the moment, that eye-glazing car. And yeah, Atkins got a great run here on Hakkason, and Hackason's got to try and defend down the inside here.
Hall and Bamber, they're coming together. Bamber was bouncing all over the curbs, and Hall has lost out to his teammate Matt Bunn. So Matt Bunn now up to second place, and Neil Bamber able to hold on to that lead of the race at the moment. But it's all getting very close up at the front here between these three drivers. They've made that breakaway. There's 4 seconds between Michael Hall and Ben Hakkason, but of course Hakkason is busy trying to make the moves on Sakovic and Liam Atkins, and in fact he's ahead of them now, and Liam Atkins is up to 5th place ahead of his teammate.
Oh, great run here from Liam Atkins, and this Hakkason defends to the inside as they come down to the first Lesmo. Liam Atkins got past his teammate Sakovic down in Curva Grande, and now I think he's in perfect position here to get past Hakkason. Hakkason a little bit wide there, but Atkins not quite able to do it, but they've got to be careful. He's got his teammate Sakovic behind him. They don't want to take each other out. They're in close competition here. You've got Johansson not far behind, Andrew Woodhouse as well. Out comes Liam Atkins though as they come down towards the Variante Ascari, down the hill under the bridge. They've got that oval circuit on top of them as well, but Liam Atkins going to take the inside line for the Variante Ascari. Hackason's going to fight it. That's fantastic. We've seen that. That's not the first time we've seen Hakkason get a great run on the outside. Now Atkins has got Magic Sakovic and Philip Johansson behind him, and Atkins slowing down Sakovic has put him under pressure from Johansson.
Yes, Johansson looking to the outside, but he hasn't got the draft at the moment, so he's having to duck back in, and that's allowing Andrew Woodhouse to have a look round here. He started 14th in this race, and he's in the top 10 at the moment as Liam Atkins trying to go around the outside of Ben Hakkason. Hakkason taking that inside line as Sakovic following Hakkason now, and Liam Atkins is being left out to dry a little bit here because Philip Johansson is trying to follow him through. At the front, Neil Bamber is side by side with Matt Bunn, and the 3 wide behind. This is crazy going down towards the first chicane. Philip Johansson trying to make it 4 wide, having to get on the brakes is Johansson just to avoid an accident. But well, down into that first chicane, and Sakovic is the man who's come out on top, and Liam Atkins is a big loser there. He's lost 3 places.
Has big loser there, Liam Atkins, but fantastic racing for these drivers. Johansson, bit cheeky, trying to make it 4 wide there, but he saw sense, I think, in the end. But he's gained a position now a bit past Liam Atkins, but Hakkason not giving up now as they come down towards the Variante Dalla Roggia. He's going to have the inside line over Magic Sakovic. They're fighting now for 4th place in this race, and Hakkason not quite able to get past Sakovic, so Sakovic will keep that position for the moment. And up front, as you say, is still Neil Bamber for Michael Hall and Matthew Bunn. They're still quite close, but this battle for 4th is definitely the closest one on the circuit, although Hakkason maybe not quite getting the exit he wanted there out of the first Lesmo, and that's going to allow Philip Johansson a chance maybe to come past him as they go down the hill, although Johansson, a little bit of clipping of the sand there as they come through, but as they come down towards the Variante Ascari, this battle is still raging on.
Yes, as you say, so Sakovic in 4th, Hakkason 5th, Johansson in 6th place. You could put a blanket over them, it's that close. Hakkason trying to make that move around the outside that we've seen him do a few times already, and he's made that move stick as he makes it move through. And now Sakovic is going to have to slot in behind into that 5th place. And Hakkason, well, it's not the first time we've seen it do it, but he's done it again. Hakkason looking to hold that inside line into the Parabolica. Sakovic looking around the outside with Johansson trying to make it 3 wide, but they're not going to make it through. And Sakovic now with that wide line once again around the Parabolica. You can make it work if you're good on the accelerator, not spinning up the front wheels. But Hakkason now with that inside line with Johansson and Liam Atkins behind. They're going to go 3 wide again down the pit straight. Liam Atkins trying to just duck about, see what's going on. He doesn't know where to go. Johansson's made it 3 wide, down into the first chicane. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? Hackerson down the middle goes Johansson. Will he make that move stick? Johansson trying to get the exit, but Hackerson able to get the exit out that chicane, but Johansson making that move up into 5th place.
Very brave there from Philip Johansson, the Club 73 car, to get down the middle there. Fair play to these drivers. They have shown a great level of professionalism tonight, I've got to say, but this is the final lap, so they haven't got very long to sort this one out, and I think we can have action right to the checkered flag here.
Michael Hall, the race 1 specialist, he's up to 1st place with Matt Bunn in 2nd, so they've both made it past Neil Bamber. And will Neil Bamber be able to make any moves on those two on this final lap? We've still got this battle going on between Hackerson, Johansson, Sakovic. As Hackerson runs wide through the first Lesmo, that gives Johansson the chance to look down the inside of the second Lesmo. Will he get the better exit? He does Johansson. Now as they go down the hill towards his Scarish chicane, but Hackerson just keeping in front at the moment. Sakovic looking busy. He's trying to get past Johansson and Hackerson. They bump drafting all the way down into the Ascari chicane. Will there be any contact? Hackerson holding that wide line once again, and once again holding that place. Oh, there's contact behind Sakovic into the back of Johansson. That slows him down. Liam Atkins is trying to get past, as well as Chaz Draycott with Andrew Woodhouse looking busy as well. They're side by side behind, but over the front we have got Neil Bamber trying to make the move on Matt Bunn around the outside of Parabolica. He's not going to get that done. Michael Hall is going to win race 1 for the 3rd time this season. Who's going to be 2nd? It's Neil Bamber and Matt Bunn side by side across the line, and I do believe it's Matt Bunn who gets it. But for that 4th place, it's going to be Ben Hackerson across the line with Sakovic in 5th, and in 6th place it's Liam Atkins. Philip Johansson in 7th, Andrew Woodhouse up to 8th place in this race. Fantastic effort from him. Chaz Draycott showing us in 9th, with 10th place for Adam Gosling. Behind them, Pete Harrod, a good recovery in the end to finish 11th. Sam Reed in 12th, Clinton Bell in 13th, with Ben Warburton coming across the line in 14th place. John Richardson in that 15th place with Marcus Hagman and Jay Wright 16th and 17th respectively. Roy Ververke, not the best first race for him. He finishes in 18th place with Perry Warburton 19th. Alex Bristow, he'll be disappointed with 20th after starting 12th. With Stuart Atkinson in 21st, Robert Erling in 22nd, Jim Flanagan ended up in 23rd when after those few incidents at the start of the race, David Crozier in 24th, Chris Sherburn across the line in 25th, with Ian Roskell still out there at the moment, making his way around down towards the Parabolica. He's in 26th at the moment, with Max Wright as well. He's behind him, so we'll just wait for those two to come across the line. But I could tell you that the guys that were laps down was Dennis Sherp in 28th, James Leggett in 29th, Charlie Richardson in 30th, Tristan Bodis and Neil Rocks, they fell back towards the end of that race in 31st and 32nd. Across the line comes Ian Roskell now, and Max Wright is not that far behind him, so they finished 26th and 27th place respectively. Wow, that was one heck of a finish there. I mean, you look at it between Matt Bunn and Neil Bamber, there's what, 9,000ths of a second between those two. Oh, God blimey, that was entertaining, and we've got a reverse grid to come round in the second race.
I think so far that probably is the best race of the season. I really enjoyed that one. Time to get my breath back, I think now, but fantastic racing from the first three at that massive pack from 4th to 10th, and the driving standards were absolutely exemplary. I know that before this race meeting there's a few little niggles about driving standards, but after this one, can't be no complaints. There was some fantastically close racing and very little contact as well, so well done to the Club Series drivers there. That was some fantastic racing which wouldn't have looked out of place in the Pro Series.
Absolutely, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick word with our race 1 winner, and Michael Hall. Well, congratulations, you certainly had to work for this one this time around, but a win nonetheless once again in race 1. Just talk us through that race, because it was just action all the way through.
Yeah, that was a brilliant race. Some really good driving as well with Neil and with Matt there at the end. I just couldn't get him out of the toe. I think I had the pace on him over the laps, but the toes just mean so much around this track. I just couldn't break away. And yeah, once he got near me though, it was brilliant driving from Neil. I really enjoyed that.
And your teammate Matt Bunn as well, he was really pushing you as well,
Yeah.
going towards the end there, making the moves on you and going into the lead for a little while. So it does bode well for the team's championship.
Yeah, definitely. Both finished above Liam and Magic as well, so hopefully we've made up a few points on them in this round. Hopefully we can finish race 2 this week. We'll see how it goes.
I was just about to ask you this second race now. It's a reverse grid. I'm just looking down the 20 set. You've got 26 other cars to go through now. Not literally through, by the way. we'd rather you finish the race. But yeah, 27 cars is the reverse grid. It's going to be... overtaking can be done here, though. That's the thing with Monza. Because of the slipstream, you're able to make those moves. So do you feel confident that you can maybe push through and maybe possibly push for a top 10 finish?
Yeah, to be honest, I think as long as nothing silly happens, I'll be open for a top 10. It actually says on the roof of the car, all I want for Christmas is to finish race 2. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get there and get it done.
Right, well, wish you all the best for the second race, Mike, and
Cheers, Paul.
have a good one.
Cheers, mate.
So yeah, Michael Hall there. Race 1 winner once again for us in this BSR Kia Club Series. And Dan, we've got Max Wright on pole. He's shown that he can be a little bit of a race 2 specialist, hasn't he? Able to get some good results, Max.
Yeah, we've seen him get, I think, 2 top 10 finishes in the second race, and we'll be looking forward to seeing him from pole position. You got Ian Ruskell alongside him. He was very quick as well. Qualified actually down in 13th place, so not one of the... He was him and Clinton Bell, I think, who were involved in that first lap incident, so Ian Ruskell had to take a faster pair, I think, so it mashed him a little bit there. That's not for him finishing where he finished in 26th. It wasn't his real pace. Obviously, he had those issues. And then, so you got Alex Bristow was a bit quiet, I think, in this race as well. Finished in 20th place. You used to see him a bit higher up, but that's going to help him out for his race 2 grid position. So, and I think we've got some penalties as well. Which drivers is it who will be starting from the very back? Cool.
Oh yeah, so the 3 drivers that have got back of grid penalties after last week. We have John Richardson, Neil Bamber, and Jay Wright. Now that's not too bad for Neil Bamber because he finished 3rd, so he's only going to drop behind the cars that didn't finish or finished 1 lap down. So that's not too many. That's 7 cars. So it's not the worst penalty for him, but yeah, for John Richardson and Jay Wright, that's going to put a bit of a dent on their hopes for the second race.
Yeah, it's unfortunate really the way that's worked out, where Bamber's going to not lose too much, but I guess he's done well in the first race, so if it's sort of it's penalties are penalties, so you're still going to have to get past these 7 cars, and some of the guys there, you've got Yo Chung Lee, Tristan Bodice, James Leggett, they're not going to be the easiest ones to get past, so it's not exactly an easy task, but unfortunate for those 3 drivers, they've got those penalties, but I still think we're going to see some good racing in this second race. The first one absolutely fantastic. And speaking of teammates being side by side lines, Sam Reed and Clinton Bell, they were another 2 very close. There's about half a tenth between those 2 as they crossed the line at the end there. So another good drive from Sam Reed. We said that he did well in the second race. I think that's his highest finish in race 1. So well done to Sam there in 12th place. You got, yeah, there's some interesting drivers near the front. I know I speak about Jim Flanagan quite a bit, but you got to think that one of these races is going to fall from at some point. He's just had so much bad luck this season, the former BSR touring car driver for Team EOR, so hopefully you'll get his luck some point, because he starts this one in 5th place, so you never know. He's in a good chance, but as we've seen before, Jim doesn't have the best of luck, I don't think, so far in this series.
So, well, we'll look forward to that second race, round 8 here in the BSR Kia Club Series in association with Club 73 Karting and XL Designs. We're just going to take a quick advert break, and then why don't you join us for the second race of today's races here live on Apex Racing TV.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement.
Welcome back to the BSR Kia Club Series in association with Club 73 Karting and XL Designs. It's round 8, it's the reverse grid race here in the Kia Club Series. And just before we get into this, just a quick reminder that this Thursday night, it is the finale of the BSR TC Pro Series Championship from Daytona on the road course there. And, well, the championships, both championships still alive in both the Pro Series team and the amateurs. And not forgetting the team championship as well, that's still open for that. And Dan, it's been quite a, shall we say, hectic few weeks in the showdown in the BSR TC Pro Series, but it's good to get the final round coming up.
Yeah, it's been a very long season, and obviously my team engine order, we've had the highs of Mosport and we've had the lows of Sebring, and yeah, it's a bit of a downer at the moment, but pick ourselves up. We've got John Roberts in contention from the AMs, and we've got Wodge in the Pros, so see if we can get them some, help them get some championships to our name. The team's championship's going to be hard for us now. JT Omega, I think they need to have a bad meeting in order not to win. They've done a better job, and fair enough. Well done to them then. But I still don't think it's quite over yet. You never know with the Pro Series, anything can happen, and Daytona, that's going to be very unpredictable as well. But I think GT Omega definitely the firm favourites, and just got to try and help out our drivers in the other series, in the other championships. I think now we got a chance in the YAM and in the overall drivers, so try and help out our teammates and get some sort of success this season. Although even if we finish second, I think it's gone beyond our wildest expectations, considering we've got 3 AM drivers and 3 AM drivers in our actual forward team. So we'll see what happens, but definitely one to tune in for Daytona. I think there's going to be a lot of drafting, obviously. I think it could be one of the more exciting rounds of the season. There's going to be 30-35 Kias running around there, so anything can happen. Just hopefully the EOD can have a good one and finish on a high, because I wouldn't like to finish a 9-month season on the downer really, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I personally don't want EOD to do well, because that would mean that STEM Racing, my team, wouldn't have done well. But yeah, it's been a long season, 9 months in this championship, and it's coming to an end this coming Thursday at Daytona. But we've got a race here at Monza, we've got a reverse grid, and as we said earlier, Max Wright is on pole position, with Ian Roskell is going to start in second place, and this one's got a bit of potential for a bit of a mixed up result here, because as we've seen, the slipstream, it's very strong round here with these Kias, and if say like somebody pulls away from, say like a front pack pulls away, then it's going to be very difficult to catch up to them.
Yeah, it's good. The slipstream will play a massive part, and I think drivers like Ian Roskell, he's near the front of the grid. He's not a slow driver either, so he'll be fancying his chances as well. There's a few drivers up there who can do well, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how some of the faster ones go through as well. I think this circuit will be one where they got a lot of passing opportunities, which maybe we haven't seen so much as some of the other rounds. So if their racecraft is up to the top notch, and I think we could see some top 10 finishes. I know Michael Hall said all he wants to do is finish race 2, and I think that he might have a good, if he can stay out of trouble, there is a chance he might be able to get a top 10 finish, because as I said before, this, compared to some of the other circuits we've come to, is very overtaking friendly.
So yeah, so you've got the overtaking down into the Rettifilio chicane, you've got overtaking down into the Della Roggia chicane, you've got overtaking in the Lesmos, at the Variante Ascari, and we've even seen moves at the Parabolica. So practically every corner around this track there is the opportunity to overtake, so if people wanted to get past and feel that they're faster, well, they've got plenty of opportunities.
And that's exactly what we want to see at Monza and in the BSR Club Series. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic race. I think the first one, definitely one of my highlights, if not the highlight of the season so far. That was some fantastic racing, and if these drivers can produce anything near that, I think we're going to be trying to get our breaths back again, Paul.
Well, yeah, I mean, the last race was an exciting race, there's no doubt about that, but we're getting ready now to get onto the grid for this second race. So I can tell you, in pole position is Max Wright, in second place is Ian Roskell. Third place is Christopher Sherburn with David Crozier in fourth. Jim Flanagan, he's starting well up in fifth place. He'll be hoping for a good result. Robert Erling in sixth place with Stuart Atkinson in seventh. Alec Bristow in eighth place in that CQR car. Perry Warburton, he's in ninth with Roy Viverke in 10th, who didn't have the best first race, but he'll be hoping for a better result. And the rest of the drivers are all lining up now. And Dan, will we see a safety car this time, or will they all behave once again?
Don't put me on the spot, Paul. I think after the first one, it might be a bit. I think I'll be okay. I'm gonna go for that prediction, and if it's wrong, then okay, it's wrong.
So we're getting ready now for the start of this race. The engine revs once again rising, the red light comes on. It's another 20 minutes here in the BSR Kia Club Series. The green light comes on, away they go from the line, and it is a good start from Max Wright. Ian Roskell gets away well as well, and Jim Flanagan has made a great start. He's trying to look down the middle, but no way through there because of his teammate David Crozier on the inside, down into the first chicane. Will they all make it through? Oh, who's that going sideways? Is that not Tristan Brothers, it's Chris Sherburn. There's a bit more contact there, a bit of towards the back there through the chicane, as we've got a car cutting across the chicane. That's
Tristan Bodice,
yeah, so he's had to make avoiding action.
And at the moment, Alex Bristow has actually started from the pit lane. So Alex Bristow took a pit lane start. I think it's going to backfire on him a little bit. Liam Atkins as well, starting from the pits. But I think Liam Atkins has had problems. One car that has had some damage is James Leggett in a 256. That's been hit from the rear and the front, unfortunately. But it looks like the majority of the field have got through okay so far.
Ian Roskell has dropped down a few places here. He's down to fourth place. So Max Wright is
slow down as well for the number 19 car, Marcus Hagman.
Yeah, so Max Wright has had a dream getaway on this first lap. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of Chris Sherburn in second place, with Jim Flanagan in third. Ian Roskell right behind them as well. Then there's a little bit of another gap between them and Robert Erling. There's Jim Flanagan now looking down the inside into the Ascari chicane. He's going to be late on the brakes and makes that move stick. Oh, Chris Sherburn just having to get on the brakes a little bit more, and Ian Roskell having to just check his braking there. And now Jim Flanagan in second place. He'll be trying to make a move, trying to catch up to Max Wright, but that's going to be very difficult when you've not got the slipstream and you've got cars behind who are going to be putting you under pressure.
Yeah, Jim Flanagan's going to have a chance. He's just trying to break the draft behind. If he can break the draft, then he's got a much better chance. But Christopher Sherburn and Ian Roskell fighting hard. You've got Robert Erling in fifth, David Crozier in sixth, Ben Warburton seventh. We've got quite a few cars now battling Pete. In fact, Adam Gosling and Pete Harrod seem to have had a very good first lap there, and just outside the top 10. I think there's a car coming into the pits as well. One of the mad cars. That isn't Jim Flanagan, is it? Who's coming into the pits?
No, that's not. It's
that would be. I think that will be the car of
Dave
Crozier. Yeah, Dave Crozier. So might have been a jump start or something there. He's had to come into the pits, but Max Wright has a 2.8 second lead, so the perfect start for him.
Oh, we've got a car in the wall. It's one of the Club 73 cars. Who is that who's gone into the wall? I'm having a look there. It's Clinton Bell. So he's had a little bit of an incident into that first chicane. And, he just got clipped from behind by one of the fail race cars, did Clinton Bell, and that's going to cost him. I think it was Maciej Sakovic who made contact with him, so maybe the organisers will have a look at that. But as you say, at the front, a 4.2 second lead at the moment for Max Wright over Jim Flanagan, with Christopher Sherburn battling away with Ian Roskell side by side through the Lesmos into the second Lesmo. Contact, that's Robert Erling getting involved there. He's suddenly caught up to them, and now Ben Warburton, race 2 winner from last week, he's getting involved. He's got the bit between his teeth. He's trying to make these moves stick. He's up to 5th place, and he started 12th on the grid.
Adam Gosling, another quick starter as well, started 16th up into 8th place, so Adam Gosling, a fantastic start from him, and there's one of the eye-glazing cars not too far behind him as well. You've got Pete Howard, Flip Johansson, Chaz Draycott and Johansson touching there, but no major consequences. Car going very wide there. Across that is Sam Reed, and there's contact behind as well. It's car into the wall. Oh, that's a big crash. It's one of the mad cars. He's upside down on the straight. That is the car of Trevor Blackburn.
Oh.
So fortunate for Trevor Blackburn. That's a humongous accident for Trevor Blackburn.
If Trevor Blackburn didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all. It just always seems to happen to Trevor in this series, and once again he is not looking like he's not going to finish this race. Ian Roskell going side by side with Jim Flanagan. That's for second place.
Jim's gone
wide there. Yes, absolutely. Almost making contact. Jim Flanagan. There's contact behind as well at the first chicane. Chris Sherburn is back up to third place now. There's more contact. One of the eye-glazing cars. That's Chaz Draycott, and that is that Matt Bunn as well. He's gone off as well. He's been turned, so he's dropping down the field as well, and it's just a disaster for those two at the moment, Chaz Draycott and Matt Bunn.
Yeah, very unfortunate. They made pretty decent starts as well up into the top half of the field, and unfortunately not really making much progress at the moment.
Chris Sherburn's had an incident.
Oh, Chris Sherburn, he was right near the front as well. He's going back across. Jim Flanagan is slowing down as well. So I think Flanagan and Sherburn may have had a bit of a... They may be connected. I'll just have a look now for you, Paul.
No, they didn't get together. They almost did, but yeah. Well done from Chris Sherburn.
Yeah, I think they both got slowed down. Flanagan made a very late lunge, and it resulted in both of them getting slowed down penalties there, unfortunately. So both drivers severely compromised. But Ben Warburton is going to try and make a move now, I think, as well, on the inside of Robert Erling. He's just about made that stick. Adam Gosling behind as well. So Ben Warburton, our reverse good winner from Okayama, up near the front again.
Yeah, up to third place with Adam Gosling. Up to fourth is Roy Viverki there as well. He's attacking Robert Erling with Jim Flanagan behind them, and Pete Harrod as well. Pete Harrod trying to make good in this second race after that disaster of a first race. Robert Erling all over the place there. Running wide now, and he's going to lose a bunch of places there to Viverki, to Adam Gosling, to Pete Harrod as well, and to Jim Flanagan, so losing a ton of places there. Philip Johansson as well has moved up ahead of Erling now, and that was a big moment for Erling. Luckily he didn't take out anybody.
I think Jim Flanagan helped in there. That's what's called a Glaswegian kiss, so Jim Flanagan giving a bit of a nudge there, but luckily both drivers have survived that and both still in the race.
There's contact between Erling and Sherburn. Michael Hall and Magic Sakovic, they're battling away. Michael Hall now up into that 11th place, so he's almost into that top 10 that he wanted.
Yeah, Michael Hall nearly into the top 10 and into 11th place already. Christopher Sherburn is his next target. He's got Magic Sakovic not far behind as well, so the championship leader Sakovic also, he started in 21st up to 12th place, but Max Wright must be loving this. A 4.6 second lead, and we've had a quarter of the race already, so Max Wright will be loving what's going on behind him because it means he's able to put away a gap. But Ian Ruskell, I think, is a bit quicker than Max Wright. The last lap Wright did a 57.4 and a 57.3 for Ruskell. Only a 10th there though, but I think that Ian Ruskell will catch Max Wright up by the end of this race.
Then Warburton under serious pressure from Adam Gosling, who's looking out on the outside down into the Ascari chicane. They've got a lap car ahead of him. Pete Harrod is looking to the inside as well, but he's not going to go there. And Adam Gosling, he must have seen Ben Hackerson doing that in the first race because he's gone round the outside of the first part of the Ascari.
Yeah, I think Ben Hackerson should have trademarked and copyrighted that one because Gosling's going right round the outside. It's a great move, and Adam Gosling copying what Ben Hackerson did then. Jim Flanagan now trying to put Pete Harrod under all sorts of pressure as they come down towards Parabolica. Ben Warburton now, and Adam Gosling makes a late move, and good touch there. Good save there from Gosling. We've seen what the quarter panel can do to you in these things, so very good save there from Adam Gosling, and they'll continue on their way.
And it slowed up Pete Harrod and Jim Flanagan behind them, so they weren't able to make the move forward there. But now it's Pete Harrod on Ben Warburton. He's trying to make that move up into fourth place, looking down the inside into the first chicane. Jim Flanagan's looking busy as well. He's trying to get through. Adam Gosling is getting caught up behind lap traffic. Maybe that lap traffic helping his teammate Jim Flanagan as they're going three wide out to the exit of the first chicane. Surely you can't do this around Curva Grande, boys. they're going through, 3 wide. Now, Pete Harrod having to take to the grass and the curb on the inside. Ben Warburton in the middle, that's a dangerous place for him. And Jim Flanagan on the outside, and they're going to make it clean through there into the second chicane. And, well, Jim Flanagan looking down the inside, and, he's getting caught up there in contact between him and Harrod. And Harrod's being pushed wide by Harrod. And Roy Ververke's off. He's been collected by the recovering Pete Harrod, and unfortunately the innocent victim of that is Roy Ververke.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Roy. You should say the innocent victim, Jim Flanagan and Pete Harrod going hammer and tongue. And got to feel that Jim Flanagan might not be too happy with his teammate David Crozier getting involved there. He seemed to slow them all down and concertina them up there, so not very helpful for Jim Flanagan there, but he's going to carry on going, and this is allowing Adam Gosling to pull away and break the slipstream from those behind.
Philip Johansson alongside Pete Harrod now going into the Scarra chicane, getting wheels onto the grass, and David Crozier once again getting in the way there through the Scarra chicane. He's not doing any of these drivers any favours, and look who's behind Philip Johansson. It's Michael Hall. He's up to 8th place with all
and
this.
And Sakovic right behind him as well, so Magic Sakovic and Michael Hall, men on a mission, you could say. Philip Johansson is the next one they're going to try and challenge. That car very battered the Club 73 car. Sakovic behind, but it looks like Michael Hall is going to try to go around the outside, but that's going to allow Magic Sakovic to exit the Parabolica to get the run. And I wonder if Philip Johansson must have some sort of aero damage from that, so I don't think Sakovic was. Yeah, you can see the aero damage there. Sakovic a lot quicker in a straight line than Johansson, and they're going to go 3 wide down towards the Variante de Retifidio.
And well, in front of them, Jim Flanagan and Ben Warburton, they're battling away for that 4th place. They're going side by side into the first chicane. Ben Warburton with the inside in the first part, but Flanagan able to make that move stick around the second part. Michael Hall has managed to keep the place ahead of Sakovic, so he's up to 7th place now from 24th on the grid. We've lost Clinton Bell and Jay Wright from this race, as well as Trevor Blackburn, of course, with that big incident. But look at this, side by side, Ben Warburton and Jim Flanagan into the second chicane. Warburton, and Flanagan's over. He's completely over.
Team Mad just don't have any luck whatsoever, but Flanagan's going to keep on going. He doesn't have a meatball. I expect to see him carrying on, although that car does look pretty damaged, unfortunately, for Jim Flanagan. That is just cruel luck for this Scottish driver, Jim Flanagan. Yeah, he's going to pull it off. What sour luck for Flanagan, but fortunately, it's just not his year at the moment.
And well, as all of this is going on, you got Michael Hall and Pete Harrod there side by side going down towards the Ascari chicane. Michael Hall on the outside with Magic Sakovic right up behind him, making that move stick as Hall. He doesn't even have to wait for the chicane, he's made it past already.
Yeah, and he's well into the top 10. He wanted Michael Hall at the moment, so the next car is going to be Ben Warburton, so 6th place for Michael Hall. He's going to try and get himself a gap between himself and Magic Sakovic, because as they come towards, well, we're still just about the half distance mark, although they're 15 seconds behind the leaders, so you've got to think that Adam Gosling there's a big gap between Roskell and Gosling, so I think you'll find that Magic Sakovic and Michael Hall might be fighting for a podium by the end of this.
Well, Max Wright is still in the lead of this race, but that gap is now down to 2.4 seconds across the line, with Ian Roskell in 2nd place. He's been catching up lap after lap. In fact, he was a second quicker, was Roskell, on that last lap, although he runs wide out of that first chicane. Adam Gosling, as you say, in 3rd place, and Warburton side by side with Michael Hall, and Michael Hall makes that move stick on Ben Warburton. So Michael Hall now up into 4th place, Ben Warburton 5th, Magic Sakovic in 6th place with Pete Harrod in 7th, Philip Johansson in 8th place with a very, very second-hand Kia, with Christopher Sherburn still battling away in that top 10 in 9th place, with Chaz Draycott all on his own in 10th place.
Yeah, Chaz Draycott into the top 10, and not far behind him is the car of Andrew Woodhouse.
Michael Hall. Michael Hall's lost to 2 places there at the second chicane. Ben Warburton got the run on him and has made it stick, and Magic Sakovic was able to get past Michael Hall. That's crucial for the championship. Hall almost into the back of Sakovic there into the second Lesmo, and that maybe will give Sakovic and Warburton the impetus to pull away slightly.
But I think they're going to start fighting each other now, because Sakovic knows if he can get past Warburton, he's got pretty much a clear run. So Magic Sakovic is going to try the Ben Hackerson move here around the outside, going into the Variante Ascari. and he's going to do it as well. So another good move there around the outside of Variante Ascari. Magic Sagowicz now is going to try. Oh, he's gone very wide though on the exit of Variante Ascari. Warburton slots in behind him, and this is not what Sagowicz wants at all. He wants to get in front of the car of Warburton and be able to pull away, because Michael Hall is coming up behind them as well, and I think that's what he really wants to do, is put some space between himself and Michael Hall. But I reckon they could be 3 wide again coming down the pit straight, Paul.
They're compromising their exit out of the Parabolica, and Michael Hall is getting ever closer and closer. Down the pit straight they go now towards that first chicane. We've still got 6 minutes left. Magic Sakovic getting bump drafted by Michael Hall down that straight. He's obviously wanting to make them move down the inside. Hall just deciding better against it. Pulling in behind. Pete Harrod is side by side with Philip Johansson. He makes that move on Johansson, and Sakovic now has got ahead of Ben Warburton. But we've seen so many times that just because you get past at the first chicane doesn't mean that you can't keep that place at the Della Roggia.
Yeah, but I think Magic Sakovic has actually got himself about a car length now between himself and Ben Warburton. That could be the difference. They come round towards the Della Roggia, but Warburton has a good run, and he's going to have a look down the inside, and he's going to try and take that position. Sakovic has to slot in behind, and then Michael Hall clips that second apex curve, and that sort of slowed down his momentum a little bit there, because Pete Harrod behind. But as you rightly predicted, Paul, we have a change of position between the first and second chicane.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, just to keep you informed, as Sakovic looks down the inside of Warburton at the second Lesmo, it's not really an overtaking place, but Sakovic now getting the run. Michael Hall, he's got a better run than the both of them. Pete Harrod is looking busy as well. There's 4 of them side by side going down towards the Ascari chicane. They're all getting so close. Pete Harrod trying to make it 3 wide down into the Ascari chicane. This won't work. Come on, just pull out of that, will you? And there's a little bit of contact. Pete Harrod goes right across the curb, and that's surely going to be a slow down penalty for him. In fact it is, because he's losing places to Philip Johansson and also to Chris Sherburn as well, by the looks of things. No, he's managed to keep ahead of Sherburn, but Sakovic now is ahead of Ben Warburton, and that's given Sakovic a chance. As Hall looking down the inside into the Parabolica, and he's going to make that move stick, and through he goes. So Ben Warburton losing 2 places this lap.
And also the battle for the lead hotting up now. Ian Roscoe right on the back of Max Wright's Kia Optima. We said that might not be able to hold on the whole race distance, and Max Wright we've just got slow down. He's cut the first corner a bit there. Roscoe will take the lead, so Max Wright has led for 8 laps, but unfortunately Roscoe's not had to work hard for it at all. He's had to let him by, unfortunately. But Max Wright, I think, will still be relatively happy with the second place if he can keep that. He's got an 8-second gap back to Adam Gosling. Then we've got that massive battle we were looking at before. Michael Hall has now found himself past Magic Sakovic.
Yeah, so Hall making that move into the first chicane, and well, this is just going to go on and on. We've got another 3.5 minutes yet of this race. As I say, we've lost Jim Flanagan, Robert Erling, Sam Reed, Jay Wright and Clinton Bell. They're all out of this race, as Ben Warburton flying over the curbs, but that's going to give him a poor exit, and Philip Johansson is going to look now down the inside into the first Lesmo. Can he make that move stick? Johansson, well, Warburton holding it outside, but Johansson surely will have the line into the second of the Lesmos later on the brakes. Through the second Lesmo, makes that move stick, but Warburton now coming back at Johansson. He's going to try and make it side by side. Chaz Draycott in 8th place. He's right behind these 2 battling away. Draycott with a pretty clean car, actually, it must be said. So he's managed to keep himself out of any incidents. And down the outside of Johansson and down the outside of Ben Warburton goes Chaz Draycott. 2 places in 1 braking zone.
That is fantastic from Chaz Draycott. I thought he might have just gone a little bit wide on the exit, but managed to keep it in there. So fantastic driving there from Chaz Draycott. 2 places in 1 corner, and that all started on the exit of the second Lesmo. Draycott got a fantastic run. Warburton and Johansson were fighting each other, slowed himself down. Draycott was licking his lips at that opportunity and took full advantage.
So, into the last 2 minutes of this race, it's Ian Roscoe leading, Max Wright in second, Evan Gosling in 3rd place, with Magic Sakovic, Michael Hall, in 4th place, Magic Sakovic in 5th, with Chaz Draycott now in 6th place after that great move, but Ben Warburton under pressure from Philip Johansson in 7th and 8th. They're looking to the inside. Ben Warburton making that early move to defend the place. He's going to try and hold it down the inside of the first part, but if Johansson keeps that line, he's going to get the place, and Ben Warburton runs wide, and that's allowed Johansson through. So Johansson up into 7th. Ben Warburton now under pressure from Pete Harrod, who's going to go around the outside, and then around the outside of Evergrande goes Christopher Sherburn now. He's trying to get a place up.
Yeah, Christopher Sherburn, and also got Andrew Woodhouse in that little mix as well, and Roy Ververke, he had that accident earlier on, up into 12th place, so he didn't have a meatball, despite the fact he hit that ball very hard. It's just coming out of this corner, I believe. It was just on the exit of the Variante de Roggia, but Roy Ververke is still in this race, and now in this battle. Andrew Woodhouse at the first Lesmo, trying to go past Chris Sherburn, and Andrew Woodhouse I think will have that move done by the time they get to the second Lesmo. He's got a little bit in front here. Later on the brakes, Ververke. Ververke gives a little tap I think then to Christopher Sherburn. That helps Andrew Woodhouse clear him, and also Ververke goes through as well. So a 2-position loss there for Christopher Sherburn.
That's unfortunate for Sherburn. He's been put down now to 12th place. And, well, Michael Hall and Magic Sakovic are side by side through the Ascari chicane. These two are not going to give up that battle for 4th place. It's important for the championship, as Magic Sakovic is doing a great job. Just just to let you know, John Richardson, who had a back of the grid penalty, he is up to 15th place in this race. Haichan Lee is down in 19th after starting 31st. Neil Bamber, he's in 21st from starting 33rd. So mixed fortunes for those people who had the back of grid penalties, but we're on to the final lap now, and well, the battle for the lead is pretty much done and dusted, but it's this battle for 4th place at the moment, with Sakovic looking down the inside. Michael Hall not giving him any room, deciding to move over to the left to let Sakovic have the room there. Side by side, a little bit of rubbing there, but Michael Hall keeps the place for the time being. Will Sakovic though have the better run out of that first chicane, the Retifilia chicane? Down now through Curva Grande, they're going to go side by side, but Michael Hall will have the inside line for De La Roggia chicane.
Yeah, Michael Hall have the inside line, but Magic Sakovic, it's the last lap. He's not going to want to give an inch to Michael Hall, knowing that the championship positions, and Sakovic just slots in behind Hall at the moment. He'll be hoping to get a better run out of the Della Roggia. Not quite got the run he hoped for though. And as he comes up to the first Lesmo, Sakovic tucks in behind Michael Hall. Chaz Draycott and Philip Johansson, interested spectators, not too far behind them, but at the moment Michael Hall holding on strongly from Sakovic. But I think that going through the Parabolica, if not the Ascari, we're going to see these cars side by side again, because Sakovic right behind the back on the butt bumper now, putting to the outside, and we've seen this move happen tonight on a few occasions. If you can just get alongside, but I don't think Sakovic quite alongside. No, he's not, so I'm going to tuck back in. I think his last opportunity will be the Parabolica, although he's touching the back end of Michael Hall's car there, giving a little bit of a nudge, nothing severe though. And as they come down the back straight towards the Parabolica, Michael Hall has the advantage in that battle for 4th place, but I think soon we're going to be in Roskell across the line for victory.
Yes, Ian Roskell is going to come across the line for victory today. It's his first win in the Kia Club Series, so congratulations to Ian for that one. Max Wright in 2nd with Adam Gosling in 3rd, but into the Parabolica and out of it, it's Michael Hall and Sakovic neck and neck. Sakovic trying to get that run, but that finish line comes up pretty soon. Across the line they go, and it's going to be Michael Hall by less than a tenth of a second. And that is a 4th place for Hall, 5th place for Sakovic, 6th place is Chaz Draycott, 7th for Philip Johansson, with Ben Warburton in 8th place, with Pete Harrod 9th, Andrew Woodhouse once again into 10th place. Roy Ververke, great recovery to say he had that big accident earlier on in the race, in 11th, with Chris Sherburn just getting caught up towards the end there in 12th. Tristan Bodis in 13th place. Matthew Bunn, after he had that incident at the first chicane, he finishes 14th. Ben Hackerson 15th in this race. Liam Atkins ended up in 16th. John Richardson from 34th to 17th. That is a good run really, considering that he started right at the back of this grid. Charlie Richardson, his teammate and partner in crime, he's finished in 18th. Haichan Lee 19th. Neil Rocks in 20th. Neil Bamber in 21st. Perry Warburton 22nd after starting 9th place, so he won't be happy with that result. Stuart Atkinson, he won't be happy with 23rd after starting 7th. Marcus Hagman falling down the field to 24th, and he was the last one on the lead lap because James Leggett finished one lap down in 25th, once again getting involved in an incident. David Crozier in 26th, we saw him getting involved in a few things with guys lapping him. Dennis Sherp 2 laps down in 27th. Alex Bristow 2 laps down in 28th, and then Trevor Blackburn, Jamie Flanagan, Sam Reed, Robert Erling, Jay Wright and Clinton Bell all did not finish this race. But, well, it was a fantastic race there. Unbelievable racing, and well done to Ian Roskell on his first win in this Kia Club Series.
Yeah, I said before the race, Roskell will probably be one of the favourites, and he delivered. Unfortunate for Max White that it was that slowdown penalty which cost him the victory, but I think Max White will be happy with the second place. He's proving that he was very, very good at the second race reverse grid, so that'd be a positive for him. Adam Gosling started 16th, finished 3rd, and you got Michael Hall. He started this race in 24th place, coming home to finish in 4th place. He wanted a top 10, he's just outdone himself completely there with 4th. Magic Sagowitz in 5th, Chaz Draycott in 6th as well. I think Chaz will be happy with that. He's had a couple of iffy races recently, but that was one to put a bit of a smile on his face. Johansson and Warburton in 7th and 8th, Howard 9th, and Andrew Woodhouse. Another solid top 10 for Andrew Woodhouse on his return to the series as well.
Yeah, he was only here for the first 2 rounds of this series was Andrew, but good to see him back racing once again and finishing in the top 10. So what we'll try and do, if he is available, we'll see if Ian Roskell is available, because I would like to speak to our race winner. Just having a look through here, it doesn't look like he's actually available to come on and have a chat, which is unfortunate for him. So what we will do is Max Wright available. It's a case of who is available to chat to.
I see Roy's available for chat.
Roy Viverke, yeah, we haven't spoken to Roy, have we? So let's have a quick chat with him after that incident in that second race. And Roy, you had an incident there in the second chicane. Just quickly talk us through that first of all.
Stunned silence.
I don't say we're going to have technical problems like we had at the start of the broadcast. Roy, are you there?
Yep.
Good, he's there. So just first of all, congratulations on finishing in 11th place. It could have been better, but you were involved in an incident at that second chicane. If you just want to talk us through that first of all.
Well, I really don't know what happened. Suddenly there was a car flying into me. I think got punted off or something like that. I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, you were certainly the innocent victim there in that one, but still a good recovery to say that you had quite a lot of damage on the car. Was the car handling funny, or were you able to keep up with the people in front?
Well, it lacked a bit of top speed, so I think mainly aero damage. I was lucky I spinned in the right direction. I could just go on.
Well, it's been an interesting round with some intense races. Are you happy with your results from this round, or do you think you would have liked to have got a better result?
I did alright in the first race. I skipped qualifying. I did a lap, but I had some graphical issues, so I thought better to start at the back. So I got up to 18th, which was good. Second race, I was right in the middle of it, but then yeah, it happened.
I'm looking forward to next week. Of course, we do go on to, as I just consult my calendar, Bathurst next week. It's a legendary circuit. Is it one that you enjoy?
I enjoy the walls there.
I think every driver enjoys the walls there at that track. Well, Roy, is there anyone that you just want to give a quick mention to?
Not really.
Okay, well, thanks a lot then, Roy, for joining us in the commentary booth, and good luck for next week.
Cheers, mate.
Yes, that's Roy Ververke there, who finished in 11th place. Who should we chat to next, Dan?
Championship leader Magic Sagowitz, I see, is available for interview.
Yeah, let's have a quick chat with him. Where is it? There he is. Let's bring him down here now. And so championship leader Maciej Sakovic. It was a good first race for you and a good second race for you as well.
Yeah, it was decent. I kind of wanted to play the second race out a bit differently because I ended up taking out Clinton Bell, which I'm very sorry for. But otherwise, it was good.
And well, it's it was an intense race. Was that second race? You know, you started in 21st, able to finish 5th. So you must be pleased though to be able to make up so many places.
Yeah, it was quite good. I kind of tried to piggyback off Michael Hall because he was making up places left, right, and centre. So I just kind of snuck in past every single time he did.
And yes, and you were getting very close at the end as well with Michael in that race, and just less than a tenth of a second across the line. Were you just not able to make that move stick at the end?
Well, I tried to get him into Parabolica, but he defended. I kind of gave him a little tap and decided it's not really right for me to take the place, especially that I already took one person out in the race, so taking a place off at the very end by a punt and run.
And just finally, Bathurst next week. Have you raced there before in the Kia?
Yeah, in the official series, which was interesting to say the least. So yeah, if people can behave themselves as they did today at Monza, which we thought would be a complete wreckfest, and turns out it wasn't. So Bathurst, maybe it's a possibility to get through there quite cleanly.
And just finally, anyone to give a quick shout out to?
Everyone in the series who didn't crash in turn 1 tonight, because that's a massive achievement, to be honest.
Okay, thanks a lot, Maciej. Another good result there for Maciej Sakovic, our championship leader going into this round. And well done to him. And well, we've just got time maybe quickly to have one other word with somebody else. I'm just having a look through here. Somebody else who made their way through the field. Actually, do you know what? I'll speak to Chaz if we can. In fact, Dan, do you want to have a quick word with Chaz? Then we'll just bring him here. And Dan, away you go.
Yeah, here with Chaz Drake. Chaz, you've had a couple of iffy rounds, so a sit place you'd be quite happy with. How do you think that race went for you?
Well, it's not often you finish higher in race 2 than you do in race 1, and I can't tell you how chuffed I am with that. It was awesome, fantastic racing. I think I started about 17th, went up to 11th, I think, on the first lap, and then I got involved in a bit of an incident, I think, third lap in, and I went down to about 20th, 21st, and I came back up to 6th. It was an absolutely brilliant race, loved it.
Yeah, I saw a fantastic move from you around the outside of 2 cars and the Ascari hairpin. Very impressive. I saw your teammate Benjamin Hackerson doing the same in the first race, and an overtaken move which you should be very proud of, I think. There was a fantastic little move from you there.
Yeah, I was following the battle in race 1. I don't know if you might have seen that, actually. It was a bit mental between like Ben and Liam and Maciej. I know Adam Gosling, Andrew Woodhouse and Philip Johansson were in there as well. And Ben kept pulling it off, and he was saying literally like it's a really good line to go through. So when we were in practice for race 2, I was just trying that line, just going a bit wide, seeing how it worked, and I thought, you know what, this is my chance to do it. And Philip had a bit of damage, so I got past him on the straight quite easily, but obviously it wasn't a fair fight in that regards, but went around the outside of I can't remember who else it was Ben Warburton, wasn't it? And yeah, Ben gave me the space, which is fair of him. He's always been a good racer, Ben, though, so I was really chuffed pulling that one off. I was screaming at Ben after I did it.
So yeah, set a place there, and as you say, the first race was very intense. I think that'll make for a fantastic view and back on the broadcast. Me and Paul certainly enjoyed that one, and yeah, fantastic second race from you as well, finishing 6th, when you started 17th, down as low as 21st, as you say. And next week sees a completely different challenge at Bathurst. So what are your thoughts going into that one?
Well, I did say at the beginning of the season we had a system for voting 2 tracks in the middle of the season that we wanted to use. One of which was Bathurst, which won the vote, and then Monza was the second one. Obviously it was Monza Junior until the other day we decided to make it the Grand Prix circuit. But I did say at the beginning of the season I'm not going to bother with Bathurst because I hate the place. And I think I don't know, I've not got good impressions of Bathurst. I know it's a legendary circuit, but I'm not sure. I've never really driven it on iRacing. I've not even bought the track yet, so we'll have to see how it goes. I suppose I can only attack it, do my best and see how we go, eh?
Yeah, exactly. That's the way to do it. If you don't want to do it, I'm sure we can have you up in the commentary box. Why not? So a 6th place finish for you. Anyone you'd like to thank for today's racing?
And as always, he's a great sort of. He's just a good help in keeping me in the mindset, keeping me going. Everyone in race 1 for that fantastic battle, and so like Majek, Liam, Adam Gosling, Andrew Woodhouse. He's so opportunistic. He was just coming out of nowhere just to take places. It was brilliant. And obviously Philip Johansson as well, battled with him in both races, and he's been clean as well. So yeah, it's great fun. This is the meeting that we needed tonight. After last week, it was a bit messy. This is exactly what the series is about. Tonight was fantastic.
Yeah, I'd echo that sentiment. Fantastic sportsmanship of driving out there today, and thank you very much for that, Chaz.
Cheers, buddy. Nice one.
So yeah, thanks lots to Chaz there for joining us. Well, we've just got a few moments left. So Dan, it's been quite the round, 2 rounds here, and well, we're going to Bathurst, and that's another completely different challenge.
Yeah, those walls are very daunting. I know when we raced there in the Pro Series that they claim some victims. I'm sure they'll claim some victims next week as well, but looking forward to it. This Monza meeting, I think, has been, in terms of the overall product, I think that's definitely the benchmark so far this season. A fantastic first race with those battles from 4th down to 10th, and in the second race as well we saw Benjamin Hackerson, we saw Michael Hall and Magic Sagowitz come back through the field as well, and I think that's the first time we've really seen a reverse grid race where some of the front runners have actually managed to put in a decent display, whether they stayed out of trouble, not been involved in incidents, and got a decent finish out of it. So maybe some of the other drivers will see that and know it can be done.
So yeah, so that's it. That's the round 7 and 8 of the Kia Club Series here on Apex Racing TV in association with Club 73 Karting and XL Designs. Congratulations to Ian Roskell on his first ever BSR Kia Club Series win. Well done to him, and well done to all the drivers there. Fantastic racing from everybody, and well, I'm sure, like me, you're looking forward to Bathurst because it is a truly unique track and it's a big challenge for all these drivers. Once again, thanks a lot to Dan Blake for helping us out here on the commentary, and from myself, Paul Smith, it's a very good goodbye.